In a story you'll only see on 5 News, tonight we're hearing from a Northwest Arkansas couple who says what was supposed to be their dream turned into a financial nightmare. They say a daycare business purchase left them with $500,000 in debt. Now they're sharing their story, hoping no one else has to go through what they have. I sat down with them to learn what went wrong. Larry and Brittany McDaniel thought they were chasing a dream when purchasing a daycare business.
It's solely for the children to have like a preschool atmosphere, but also a lot of fun and hands-on sensory type activity.
The couple moved to Northwest Arkansas in 2023 and bought the Centerton daycare with the help of a business broker.
They gave us all the financials and everything. So we reviewed all of that, and it looked like, a dream come true. They said that they were profiting a lot per year, and we're like, wow, we have a lot we can reinvest into this.
We looked at all the numbers really closely and said, even with borrowing money and doing the SBA loan, we're still going to make a certain amount.
But 3 months in, the numbers stopped adding up.
We had about the same number of children enrolled. We were operating basically the same ways. We had even made cutbacks, and we still were not making ends meet.
Going through the financials late one night, Brittany says she found records left on a computer at the daycare that showed nearly $100,000 in COVID relief grants had been counted as regular revenue, not temporary aid, making the business look healthier than it was.
Reviewing this, it's almost to a T, to the dollar, $100,000 difference, what you're producing versus what they said was to be produced for a year. Went back and forth with the bank, and they said, unfortunately, you're just in a tight spot. There's really nothing that we could do.
They tried to save the business, even pouring in tens of thousands of dollars of their own savings.
It was a struggle from one month to the next, and we just couldn't make it in the end.
Now, the daycare is closed. The McDaniels are in bankruptcy. Because their SBA loan was personally guaranteed, they're responsible for repayment even after closing. They've contacted law enforcement, federal agencies, and regulators, filing complaints at nearly every level, but no one has taken their case.
At this point, there's no one that can hold or that's willing to hold them accountable, and we're out of funds to be able to do so.
I just would like to see someone take a look at our case and tell me, why are we being held responsible for someone else's crime?
The FBI did investigate the case and passed it to the U.S. Attorney's Office Western District. We asked a spokesperson there why the case wasn't pursued. He says after reviewing the full situation, the U.S. Attorney's Office determined this was better handled as a civil case. But for the McDaniels, with nearly every dollar they earn going to repay the loan, they can't afford to pursue it in civil court.
Where is our assistance? Where are the safeguards? Where are the protections for people that get SBA loans that can prove to you, like those documents I showed you over there, in black and white? Where are our protections?
A legal expert at the University of Arkansas tells me, unfortunately, it's not uncommon for business buyers to be disappointed after a sale. He says that's why it's critical to have an attorney involved before signing a deal, not after problems arise. Lawyers can verify that the business is what the seller claims, make sure financial promises are clearly spelled out, and even structure payments so buyers don't overpay if the company underperforms. Most importantly, they can protect personal assets like homes and savings, keeping them separate from business liabilities. The McDaniels say they want to see stronger protections for small business buyers like them and an agency that can step in when fraud is suspected. And as they continue to fight for change, they want to share their story to prevent this from happening to someone else.
Make sure that you check the financials and ask about any grants or any potential not traditional revenue, how they would receive it, and make sure that all of the revenue that they receive is something that's going to happen year after year.
We have reached out to the sellers of the daycare the McDaniels purchased multiple times with no response.